Technology is everywhere, and with technology comes social media. Generation Y is the first generation that has had social media from the very beginning of time. If you recall, do you remember AIM? That was the first kind of steps of it. And then with AIM turned into MySpace, which turned into Facebook, which turned into a million other different platforms. And from an early age, that starts to affect us in our learning. So there's a lot of benefits when it comes to social media, but there's a lot of disadvantages as well. Some of the benefits include a worldwide connectivity, a fast way to search for people. Another benefit is the commonality of interest. You could build an entire network. That doesn't really affect us until later on in life. We'll get back to that. From an early age, in a classroom setting, social media kind of leads to real-time information sharing. Teachers can use it to connect to so many different platforms on the web, like encyclopedias or dictionaries or even books, like ebooks. There's a vast store of information that's able to share on the internet, and students have access to that from a very early age. There's targeted advertising for students as well as adults, which kind of is at any point in anyone's life. And then students have access to news. So from a very early age, they can get informed about what's going on in the world, which sometimes isn't for the best, but it's good to know. So those are all really great advantages, but it's hard to find a fine line between the benefits of social media and where it kind of leads into a disadvantage. Social media is a constant stream of information. I mean, there's 500 million tweets tweeted a day, 4.5 billion likes on Facebook, and 95 million photos and videos shared on Instagram on a daily basis. That's a constant stream of information. So think about your day. Let's tune into like a college setting. In a lot of colleges, in a lot of classrooms, teachers allow their students to utilize their laptops. So a typical college setting is a student sitting down in a lecture hall, listening to his or her professor, typing on his or her laptop, writing his or her notes, and taking out their phone and scrolling through all that constant stream of information. We are taught that because we have all this constant stream of information, we have these like multitasking abilities. Nass, a professor at MIT, did a cognitive research project about this multitasking, where he took a student who claimed to be a professional multitasker and did a test to see like how fast his progress actually was, like while he was multitasking versus when he wasn't. And studies show, his research shows that he was significantly slower. So think about that. A college student who claims to be so good at multitasking is significantly slower. And what are college students really there for? They're there to get education, to get a job in the future. So you could say that college students are the future of our work industry, right? So if you think about it that way, our future of our workplace is dependent on these people who claim to be multitasking professionals that's work is significantly slower than any other generation. So what does that mean? Where does that lead us? So studies show that almost everyone with a smartphone uses social media at work. About 34% of people use social media at work to take a mental break from work. 27% use it to connect with friends and family at work. Only 24% of people, compared to the 34% that need a mental break, use it to make professional relationships. The use of this smartphone is the reason why statistics show that 20% of full-time employees say that they work less than 5 hours in a day. And think about it, full-time is 40 hours a week, so that's 8 hours a day. So you're losing 3 hours of your day to social media. So what can HR do to help? First thought you might have thought was ban social media completely. That would be the easiest, right? You're gaining 3 hours back. But in fact, that would be counterproductive because a lot of people that use social media claim to use social media for work-related purposes. About 19% of workers say that they use Facebook for work-related purposes. while 14% use LinkedIn for the same. I think it's really important for HR to inform all of their employees of the lack of productivity that social media is interrupting. A lot of companies have HR policies. About 32% report that their employer has policies about how employees can have to portray themselves on social media. While that is very important, it's not the whole picture. I think it's important for HR to give sessions like this to inform their employees about the time that they spend on social media and how that could be translated into the workplace properly. So you have it. I mean, from a very early age, you see how social media starts impacting us. And I mean, the youth is is the future of our world. So it's really important to educate them as a youth, but it's also very important to educate our current workforce as to like how productive we need to be and how social media is impeding on that. So HR is like pretty much the heart of any company. So I think it's really important that HR takes charge.